parents canceled my $30,000 Sweet 16 that they already paid for to hold a funeral for my sister's goldfish. I woke up on my birthday after dreaming about how the country club would look decorated in pink and gold, and how 70 people, including my relatives from Texas, were about to watch me blow out 16 candles on a 3-tier cake. But instead, I found myself in the middle of absolute chaos because my 14-year-old sister Kelly was standing over her fish tank screaming that Bubbles was dead and demanding a funeral right this second. When I pointed out that she literally never fed this fish once in 6 months and the food container still had the plastic seal on it, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Well, I guess you killed him then," which made zero sense, but my parents immediately started comforting her and asking me why I would do such a thing. I stood there in my bathrobe 10 hours before my party that had been planned for 6 months, realizing that I was trapped in some nightmare where a goldfish mattered more than the biggest day of my life. My mom grabbed her phone saying she needed to make some adjustments for tonight, and I stupidly thought she meant final confirmations. Then I heard her telling the venue, "We need to change the entrance signage to say, 'In loving memory,' while my dad was already calling the bakery, asking them to cover my pink cake in black frosting. Kelly sat there fake crying and sneaking glances at me with this tiny smirk, while I tried to secretly text my friends from the bathroom warning them about what was happening. But Kelly must have told because my mom burst in and took my phone saying, "You're being disrespectful to the deceased." When I shot back, "The deceased is a goldfish that Kelly killed through neglect." My dad pulled me aside with that serious voice. "If you don't support your sister tonight and smile for every single photo, then you can forget about us paying for college." Kelly actually laughed and said, "Wow, Bubbles would be so sad that you're making his death all about you." And I wanted to flush that dead fish down the toilet right then. Instead, I watched them call the DJ to change my party playlist to hymns, while Kelly started picking out which of my birthday decorations would look good next to a fish casket. When I tried to hide the guest list so they couldn't call everyone, Kelly said, "I already called everyone from your phone and told them tonight is a memorial service, and they should wear black to honor Bubbles, and to bring tissues instead of presents, though presents for the grieving family would also be appreciated." By 5:30, I was at the venue in my pink party dress, watching them set up a memorial table with 30 framed photos of this goldfish that Kelly probably took that morning, and she was directing the staff on where to place the tiny custom casket she somehow got made in 3 hours. My friends started arriving completely confused because Kelly's phone calls had been vague, and they thought it was some kind of joke, but the entrance had a massive black banner reading, "Celebrating the life of Bubbles," and inside the DJ was playing that song from the animal shelter commercials that makes everybody cry. Kelly stood at the entrance in a black veil she cut from my grandmother's vintage scarf, hugging everyone and thanking them for coming during this difficult time. My cousin drove 2 hours expecting a party and asked me, "What the actual hell is happening?" And I had to explain that my Sweet 16 was now a funeral for a goldfish. "Are you serious right now?" she said, but Kelly overheard and started sobbing louder. "Even my own family doesn't understand my grief," she screeched, which made my parents rush over to comfort her while giving my cousin dirty looks. Then the ceremony began with my dad actually reading a eulogy about how Bubbles touched all our lives, especially Kelly's, and taught us about the fragility of existence. Then Kelly took the microphone for her special tribute and announced, "Bubbles appeared to me in my dream last night and told me that his greatest wish was to see my sister share her special day with someone who needed it more. And that was when she declared that all the birthday gifts should be grief offerings to help her heal." She literally started opening my presents on stage, including the genuine pearl necklace from my grandmother, while my parents nodded approvingly. Then she said, "The universe clearly wanted this. What are the odds that Bubbles would die on this exact day unless it was meant to test our family's compassion?" And she looked directly at me and said, "Thank you, sister, for choosing love over selfishness, even though I know you're disappointed." My best friend leaned over my shoulder and whispered, "This is insane," while my mom actually started clapping and the whole room joined in. Kelly kept every single gift and wore my grandmother's pearls to school the next week, while my parents made me write Bubbles' name in the thank you cards. The country club still charged $30,000 even though we never cut the cake because Kelly said eating felt disrespectful. When I finally got my phone back, I had 47 messages from people at school calling it the weirdest thing they had ever witnessed, and one text from Kelly that just said, "Thanks for the jewelry," with a heart emoji.